and triangles. So parallelograms, the formula was base times height. To find the triangle, it was base times height divided by 2. Now trapezoids are a little bit different. So we're going to jump into the real world link here. So Kiana has a bay window in her room. The window seat is in the shape of a trapezoid. She needs to measure the seat in order to sew a cushion for the seat. The blue trapezoid in the diagram below represents the dimensions of the window seat. So down here, okay, they first want to talk about the trapezoid. So base 1, what that means is the top base. So the top here, how long is that? 3 units. Base 2 would be the bottom. How long is that? 5. Now the height is talking about how tall the trapezoid is. So how many units is that? 3. Okay, now they want to do this entire rectangle. Okay, the length is how long it is. How long is this rectangle? 8. And the height is just how tall it is. 3. So, number 2, what is the relationship between the measures of the rectangle and the measures of the trapezoid? What do you notice about those? The height is the same. So, we'll put height is the same. What else do you notice?
They're both used as units.
That's because it's on a graph. What else can we say about those measurements? What else do you notice? Anything else that they have in common? Well, the height's the same. The other numbers are not the same, but there's something else that's going on there. What if you add up base 1 and base 2? It equals the length. So if you combine base 1 and 2, they are equal to the length. Okay, once you have all that, go ahead and go on to the next page. All right, so on the next page, this is where we're going to talk about the area of a trapezoid. So the formula does look like this, but we can change it to make it a little bit easier for us. So like I did yesterday with a triangle, base times height divided by 2, I'm getting rid of this fraction so you guys don't have to deal with it. So to find the area of a trapezoid, okay, you take the height times this parentheses here. The parentheses calls for B1 plus B2. What that means is base 1, the top, and base 2, the bottom, not the diagonal sides. Okay, we're not talking about these diagonal sides here. That has nothing to do with the formula. So if there's numbers there, just forget about them. They don't matter. Okay, the only thing that matters is base 1 and base 2. So we do that addition, multiply it out, and then divide it by 2 like we did yesterday with the triangle. So you add it, multiply, then divide. So let's go down here and look at number 1. So once again, our area formula for trapezoid is height times base 1 plus base 2 in parentheses divided by 2. So all we're putting in here is 3 numbers. That's it. What is our height of this trapezoid? How tall is it? 7. What would be base 1? You usually go for the top. So it'd be 5. Plus base 2 is usually the bottom. So 12. So then do the addition. So 5 plus 12 times 7. And then divide that answer by 2. So that's why you have a calculator. You got to do this in steps. You can't put this all in at once. It will not work. You have to do it in steps. Do the addition, then the multiplication, then the division. So what do we get?
119.
So you do 12 plus 5, which is 17, times 7, which is 119. Now divide that by 2. You get what? Should get 59 and a half. 59.5 inches squared because we found the area. We have to label. So all you're doing is height of the trapezoid times base plus the other base, then divided by 2. So on the next page, the other example here. Okay, so we're doing the same thing. All right, what is our height? 9.8. What's the base? 1. 7. And base 2? 12. So do 7 plus 12, which is 19, times 9.8, and then divide that by 2. 93.1. What's our label? Meters squared. And there's your answer. Guys, all area and volume and all that stuff is just literally plugging in numbers to your formula and then solving the formula out. That's it. You don't have to do any crazy steps. It's literally addition, multiplication, then division. So let's jump over to page 689. All right, so number 1, they want to find the area of each trapezoid, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So once again, area equals, what's our height? 12. Now remember, height is usually alongside that pink dotted line. That's showing height. Okay, what's base 1? 5. What's base 2? 23. So do 5 plus 23 times 12, and then divide it by 2. And you get 168 yards squared. So follow in steps. Do the addition, multiplication, division. Like I said before, if they put things here on these diagonal lines, this has nothing to do with the height, has nothing to do with the bases, has nothing to do with the area formula. So you just forget them. Don't worry about them. They're just there to confuse you. So if you see them, just forget about them. So number 2. Okay, what's our height? What's the height of this trapezoid? 2. What's base 1? 1.1. What's base 2? 3.4. So do the addition. So 1.1 plus 3.4 times 2 divided by 2. 4.5 centimeters squared. Any questions so far? Guys, it's literally just height times the base plus the other base divided by 2. Very, very easy. Okay, let's go back, and I want you guys to do A, B, and C right in the middle of page 687. So all you're doing is finding the area of each of these trapezoids. Okay, take your time, write them out. And so letter A. All right, what is our height for letter A? 8. Okay, what's the base 1? 11. What's base 2? 14. So you do 11 plus 14. Okay, times that by 8, and then divided by 2. And you get 100 centimeters squared. All right, letter B, same thing. What's the height? 4. What's base 1? 2.5 plus 4.8. And then you divide it by 2. So do the addition first. So 2.5 plus 4.8 times 4, and then divide that by 2. And letter C. So height of letter C is what? 0.3. Base 1. That doesn't really matter, honestly. They're both going in here. Okay, then you add those up. So 1 plus 0.5. 1.5 times 3 divided by 2. Or 0.3, I mean, sorry. Yes, 0.225 feet squared. Okay, so like I said, all you're doing is following the steps of the formula every time. Okay, any questions on that? I mean, honestly, do you? Okay. So you might have any questions. All right, the next part of this is there's another part where they want you to find the missing height. Okay, so they'll give you the area, but they want you to find the height of the trapezoid. So they give you an actual formula for this. So it's height equals 2 times the area divided by base 1 plus base 2. So it's nothing, you're still just filling in 3 things. All right, and I'll show you how this works. So this first one here, okay, we're trying to find the missing height. We don't know how tall this trapezoid is. So we use this formula. They give you the area right there, 108. So you're going to do 2 times 108. Now it's divided by base 1 plus base 2. What's base 1? 12. What's base 2? 15. So do 2 times 108 divided by, what's 12 plus 15? So 216 divided by 27. And what do we get for our height? There's 8 feet. It's not 8 feet squared because we're not finding the area. We're finding the height. So height equals 8 feet. So in this, whenever you use this formula, you're just finding the height of the trapezoid. So back over to page 689. And we're going to do number 4. So it says a trapezoid has an area of 150 square meters. If the bases are 14 meters and 16 meters, what is the height of the trapezoid? So we're trying to find the height again. So its height is equals 2 times the area divided by base 1 plus base 2. So what is the area of this trapezoid? 150. What's base 1? And base 2. So you're going to do 2 times 150, which is what? 300. And then what's 14 plus 16? So then you're going to do 300 divided by 30. So 10 meters. Guys, it's not square because you're just finding the height now. So they give you a totally different formula for height. So go back. And I want you guys to try to do D and E. So all you're doing is finding the height. So use that same formula. 2 times the area divided by base 1 plus base 2. All right, here we go. So letter D. Okay, they give us the area, the base 1, base 2. So 2 times the area, which is 24, divided by 4 plus 12. So 2 times 24 is 48, divided by 16. What do we get? 3 centimeters. Okay, letter E, same thing. 2 times 21 divided by 2 plus 5. And what's our height going to be? 6 yards. So you would do 2 times 21, which is 42, divided by 7. 6 yards. Any questions on any of this? Okay, this is just trapezoids. So they give you two different formulas. We're going to keep them up there so you guys don't have to remember them. Like I said, I'm not going to make you memorize these. It's not fair to you. There's too many of them. All right, so homework today. This first one, FF4. Okay, that is all about parallelograms. Area equals base times height. This next one is all about trapezoids. So a little bit of review and a little bit from today. Those formulas will stay up on the board if you need them, or you can always look in your book. Okay, you got the rest of the hour. You have plenty of time. So go ahead and get working on these.